Well, good morning, everybody. Well, after yesterday, which was very blistery, I mean, the wind was something else. It wasn't that it was that cold, but it made it feel that cold. But anyway, we did get a little bit of rain last night. Not much, but it sounded nice on the roof of the car. I really like that sound. Reminds me of years ago when I lived out in the country and I had a tin roof. Yeah. But anyway, today I am going to talk about fears. The fears that a lot of us encounter when we take off on this kind of journey. One of those fears is not having enough money. Like I'm on Social Security and SSI. I make less than $800 a month. And yes, I have fears. I really worry at times, am I going to have enough money? You never know what's going to happen. Just when you think you're ahead, you find out you're behind. Another fear that I have is not just running out of money, but it's like I'm going down the road, and when you're out west, you're going to find out that there's a lot of spaces in between gas stations. Texas is one example. I mean, you can go for miles and miles and miles and miles and never see a gas station. That's scary. I never allow myself to go under a quarter of a tank. And then I look at the map and I estimate how far it is from one gas station to the next. My GPS is great about letting me know where there's a gas station, but it has also shown me where there was a gas station and it's not there anymore. So you kind of have to make sure you have enough. I mean, I go between half a tank and a quarter of a tank. The least a quarter of a tank, especially traveling through the West. Another thing that I personally don't worry about, but I know a lot of people do worry about. There's criminals out there. There's people out there to do you harm. But you know what? There's more people in the city to do you harm than there is out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't have no fears about anybody doing me harm, breaking in my car. For one thing, my car is never alone. I've always got my critters with me. And my big one might bark, but my little one will bite. Don't stick your hand in because you'll get bit. And I don't ever, because I live in the van, I don't leave my car and go anywhere. If I go hiking, it's going to be somewhere where, and normally I take my animals with me unless they just don't want to go. And sometimes they don't want to go. But I always leave them near the car so that if anybody comes around, they'll think twice. And as far as enough money also, I was thinking about food. Where is my next meal coming from? If I don't have enough money, what do I do? Well, if you're near a good-sized town or you're near a city, you can always go and check to see about food banks. There's a lot of food banks out there. And I don't know if they require a residency. And of course, our residency, we live in it. It's our vehicle. So I'm not sure about that. I know a couple of places that don't require that, but I don't know about every place. So it's something that you got to check on. Google it. Food banks wherever you're at. And I'm sure that they have phone numbers and you can call ahead of time and find out. Do you have to have a residency? I mean, will your driver's license be sufficient? Explaining to them what your situation is, that you are a vandweller. So, things like that is something that we have to check on. One momento. Okay. All right. Another thing that I sometimes worry about is, like, you're out in the desert and you drive, and if you're not experienced, if you have no idea what a desert is like, you can find out real quick. A lot of people think a wash, oh, that's a nice little road. That's not a road. That's a wash. That's a place that when it rains, the water runs through. I know about washes. I got stuck in one time in July. And it was hot. Oh my God, it was hot. My son and his girlfriend and I were driving around, and he says, Mom, go down that way. We were gold prospecting. I mean, I used to love to prospect for gold. Never got rich, never got anything, just a little dusty piss. But it was fun. But anyway, he said, oh, Mom, we can go down that way. And I said, no, son, that's a wash. We really can't go down that way. Mom, I've seen other cars going down that way. Okay. All right. Well, I'm in my pickup. I get down halfway and got stuck. The more I try to get out, the deeper I got in. That was no fun. We were there 3 hours. There was some people camping not too far away. And bless their heart, they brought over a gallon of water, which I needed desperately. And that helped as far as the thirst. But we still couldn't get out. And about the 3rd hour, these guys in a pickup with a, what did they call them, where they can hook onto a tree or something like that, or a winch, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, they hooked up to my pickup and they got me out of that mess. And I was deep in that sand. So, be very careful if you're in the desert or any place else that looks, it might look, oh, it's a road, but make sure before you go down that destination, because it may end up with you stuck out there. And that is one of my fears, because even though I have roadside assistance, they don't go out in the desert to get you out. I know, because I called them and I said, look, this is a situation. I am stuck out here. I need a wrecker. And they said, where are you? And I told them, and they said, well, you're too far off the highway. So anyway, that is one of the things that I do worry about quite a bit. Another one, the police. If I, for some reason, decide, oh, I'm going to stop, say at Walmart's, even at Walmart's, there's no guarantee the police isn't going to come knocking. It's okay. It's okay. It was me. Hey, guys, it was me. Uh-oh. Got him going. Sorry about that. Ziggy, it was me. Anyway, now let him calm down. Hold on. Okay. There's no guarantee that they won't come knocking at your door. So my suggestion is, number 1, you have all the necessary papers to prove it's your vehicle, to prove who you are, to prove that you have insurance. And they can do anything they want to do. Some of them are very nice and understanding, And I never say that I'm a van dweller because I do tow a trailer, a flatbed, and it looks like I'm moving. So I would just tell them I'm just traveling, I'm moving. So generally they won't bother you then. And then there's also, I also wonder, okay, medicine. If I get sick, what do I do? Where do I go? A lot of us that are on Medicaid and Medicare, well, some of it just goes from state to state, so it doesn't matter. If you're in the state where you have it at, that's fine and dandy, but you go to another state, forget it. Thank goodness, though, you can still go to the hospital, though, and that's a lot of help, because the hospitals, they take your social, if you're on Social Security and SSI, they will take your information and all, verify it, and it helps. Medicine. I have a doctor in the state where I came from, and when I left, I told her that I wanted a 90-day supply of my medicine. I take high blood pressure medicine. And so she prescribed 6 months, or 6 refills, I should say. So I have one more refill left, and I think I'm going to call her and tell her, like, in the middle of next month. Well, not in the middle of next month. Right before my prescription expires, I'm going to call and see if she can renew it without me having to be there. I figure, well, if she doesn't know I'm in that state, then she'll do it. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to try that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go to a doctor's, and I'm going to have to get the prescription from, in a different way. Also, it's like, how can I get my prescription? Well, I use Walmart. I know some people use a CVS, I believe it is. I use Walmart because Walmart is almost everywhere. And so they have all the information. It goes from one Walmart to the other. So I don't worry. I just call them and I say, look, this is what I need. Give them my name, give them my information. Can you have it ready for me? Yeah, we'll have it ready for you tomorrow. So that is one thing that is really good. And I definitely advise you all to do it like that. Get a 3-month supply. It's so much easier. And, okay, another thing is family. My family has learned to quit worrying about me because I'm going to do what I'm going to do. There is nothing going to stop me from doing what I want to do. So they know I'm strong. They know I'm fearless. Of course, they don't know I was so sick twice this past 4 months, 3 months, 4 months. They don't know about that. Otherwise, they would be trying to come get me and say, you out of there. You can't do this no more. You're getting too old. Forget the getting too old. Some of them are older than me. I have a son that is 54. And I swear to God, he's an old man compared to me. He thinks old. He acts old. He's a hard-working man, and I know he's tired a lot, so I couldn't understand that. But I used to even kid him when he was in school. I used to say, baby, I'm younger than you. And when he was in school, the kids used to say, is that your sister? Yeah, right. 19 years between us. So, anyway, the family sometimes could cause us a lot of problems. The older we get, the more they think they need to take care of us and that we need to listen to them. They become our parents, really. They try to become our parents. And I know, I did that to my mother. My mother, I used to hold her hand across the street. She was my mother. I treated her like a child because I felt that I was stronger and that I was younger and that she needed me to show her the way. Right. She used to get so mad at me. Yeah. Another thing that fears, know your surroundings. Before you go anywhere, Google it, read about it, ask about it, whatever. There are some places where there are some wild animals that can be very dangerous to you. Depending where you're at, I mean, you could be in an area, say a national forest, and there might be bears out there. Bigfoot too. By golly, Bigfoot might be there too. So, but I don't think I worry about Bigfoot as much as I worry about the bears. But anyway, you do need to know what is out there. A bear can break into almost anything. They're so strong. They're just so strong. My animals alert me to whatever is around. But if you don't have one, then you're on your own. So, yeah, find out what is in the general area where you're going to camp out at. Whoops, excuse me. Also, make sure you have bear spray. Make sure you have things to protect you. What I did, I had to rearrange my van because my bed used to be behind the front seat. I had taken the passenger seat out before I ever left. My pets were on this side. I was behind there. But to get out, to start the vehicle, I had to go out the door, the sliding door, come in the driver's door to get it started. My potty chair would not fit there. And so I started thinking, okay, I got to walk out of my car to go potty. Even if it's in my potty chair at night, I have to go out. And then I thought, well, I'm going to change this around. So I've got my bed now on the passenger side. And my potty chair fits perfect in there. Perfect. So if I have to go to the bathroom at night, I just get up, open the lid, go to the bathroom, get back in bed. No problem. If I have to, for some reason, because there's something out there or someone out there that's trying to harm us, I can just get my key, which I always keep right near me, jump into the front seat, start it up, and go. I don't leave things outside anymore because it might be things you need to replace, and that costs money. So, anyway, I think that sometimes we worry too much and we fear about things too much. And when we sit back and think about it, we'll go, well, why was I worried about that? There was no reason. No reason to be worried. Sheesh. So, anyway, like I said, one of the things is your surroundings. Know your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings.